Hello. We, you know who we are.
And you are watching #Truth with Scott Larson.
Roll it.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground because you never had the courage. Stand up.
This is 4-Foot Batman. And 4-Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices, retro toys and collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina, at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
Hello, everybody. It's Friday night, and welcome to #Truth. Tonight, we have the one, the only, Mr. Scottie Piper. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, Scott. How about yourself?
I am doing great. We haven't been on but a second, and already Miss Vicky said legendary Scottie Piper.
Yeah. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Thank you for saying that, too. I'm still a legend. Wow. I like that.
So we're going to start you off like we do any other wrestler or former wrestler in the business. When did you get started in all this, man? Tell us the story.
It was what was it? 1989 or early 1990. I'm sorry. I was in the National Guard in Fort Mill. I always loved wrestling, grew up loving wrestling. I was that kid in high school when everybody else was doing their sport. I was doing wrestling. And it's funny, just a little side note, all them guys who idolized football players and baseball players and laughed at me for wrestling, they've never met any of their heroes. I've been in the ring with every single one of mine. So there you go. But a friend of mine, I just happened to ask him. I said, "Hey man, I heard they're training for wrestling around here somewhere." He says, "As a matter of fact, I go." And it was at the old Fort Mill Armory, and a guy named Daryl Duggins was doing the training, and I went over there and met him, and we got to talking, and I liked it. I clicked, kind of like I heard Eagle say on here the other night. It was just in my blood. Once it took. That was the end of it. I'd always loved it anyway, and now I got a chance to be in it. That was awesome.
Right. It went right from that second from being something you wanted to do to a lifestyle, didn't it?
Absolutely. And it's a lifestyle too. But back then, Scott, there wasn't YouTube. There wasn't all this social media for people to watch you and see you. You had two options: get in front of the promoters or send in tapes. Well, these cats are getting 3,000 VHS tapes a week. They're not watching them tapes. So you sacrifice everything and just get on the road, get out there, show to show. Like a good friend of ours, heard Eagle talk about him, Ron Killings, wrestled Ron 1,000 times, and back in the APW days, and that's what he did, and that's that. He's a staple in the WWE now.
There you go, man. I mean, that is true, man. I mean, and I always argue that point nowadays, and it drives me crazy that, if wrestlers back then, if you back then had what the wrestlers had now, could you imagine what some of your friends and yourself and others, how your careers could have probably blossomed even more? These people have free TV. They have free TV.
That's all they got to do.
Their own commercials, their own, put their brand out there.
Yeah, just film it and stick it on YouTube or Facebook. You know what I mean? And you got a show.
Yeah.
Back then, didn't. I mean, to us, a TV tape, man, you hear them talk about TV tape. That was a big deal.
Right. That's all you guys had back in the day. I mean, that was the WWE back then. If you got on TV, you were on your way because somebody noticed you.
That's right. Kind of the same thing. Being from, I'm originally from Camden, South Carolina, and from being down that area of the country, we always had NWA. And same thing with Crockett. You got in front of him, and people don't realize there's many dark matches that go on before the cameras even start rolling. Back then, that was your trial. They bring you in and let you do a dark match and watch it. Put you in the ring with one of their seasoned guys and see how you did. Right. That was before all the power plants and training. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but man, nowadays, you tell a young talent, and it's not all of them, but most of them, you tell a young talent, hey, we're going to put you in that ring. You're probably going to get squashed, but we want to see what you got. No, I got to win. I got to win no matter
Right.
what.
You know, my first TV tape, Scott, was with an outfit called South Atlantic Pro Wrestling. It used to be right in the early 90s. And we had Chavis back then. Ken Shamrock was Vince Torelli. We had a bunch of guys. Tommy Andrews, Tommy Seabold. They were all there. Men on a Mission. They were there. My first match was against Manny. First TV match against Manny Fernandez. It was about a minute and 30 seconds. And I think I twisted his arm one time. That's just what you did, though.
You got one offensive move in.
One arm ringer the whole time. But, you know, Manny took care of me. Manny's a great talent. Manny's a good worker.
Right. Wow, we got a lot of people showing up. Mitch said, what's up, Scott and Scotty? Yeah, I forgot about that. We got two Scotts here, man. Yeah.
How about that? You got the great
Scott. How
Scott.
good that name is, people. That shows how good that name is.
Right.
Nancy said, hashtag hello. How you doing, Nancy? Welcome.
Hey, Nancy, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Vicky wants to know what's your most memorable moment in wrestling?
Yeah, I guess it would be my most memorable moment happened about 3 months ago. Before then, it was when I was in Korea with Sting giving me his testimony. We can talk about that a little bit later on.
Right. We're definitely going to cover that.
Yeah. What's another? Wrestling at the Sportatorium. I got to wrestle at the Sportatorium. Me against the Ring Lords. I heard y'all talking about them the other night. Me and my partner, Johnny B. Good, back then, we did a gimmick called the Rock and Roll Connection. And we got to work the Sportatorium. But my most defining moment, my best, most memorable moment in wrestling, it was about 3 weeks ago at APW. Rhonda came up to me and said, Scotty, would you like to do the opening prayer? That's my most favorite, most memorable moment in pro wrestling. Getting to do that.
Man. That is very cool right there. I love that. Yep, that's right. Missy agrees with you.
Yeah, that's hey Missy, how are you? Adjust this so y'all can see my head. You know, you got a head this big, you got to keep adjusting. Y'all get out of focus quick.
Well, I want to tell everybody, because speaking of Missy, her son asked me a question the other night, and I didn't realize it. I have never told anybody why. But if you guys are wondering why I'm wearing the dark shades now, it's not to look cool. It's not because of my brain character that I do over in my little, e-feds. It's because of the glare. You can see the glare in the glasses from both of my screens. It was giving me headaches. So that way, to prevent the headaches, I'm wearing the shades. So
I don't blame you. And
that's why
you look cool on top of that.
Like that. I'm doing it so I don't get sick and I can keep doing my show.
There you go.
And I want to thank Luke for bringing that up to me and reminding me to tell people about that. So thank you, sir. Thank you, buddy.
Luke's a wrestling fan, isn't he? Luke loves some wrestling, don't he?
He's a great kid, man. He is great.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there and doing that, she said. That's awesome.
That was
to
God be the glory.
Right? Without a doubt. Now, again, the second half of the show is going to be all about that, sir. We're going to talk about wrestling first half and Jesus the second half. I promise.
Sounds good to me, man.
But getting back to the wrestling part now, I've went through and I tried to find some clips of you. Now, you wrestled back in the 90s and you wrestled APW. You wrestled around this area. You was telling me about other places you've wrestled. At what point did you realize, man, this is what I really want to do? I knew, like, going in, you always want to be a wrestler. But at what point did you think, man, I belong? This is what I really need to keep going.
It's about probably my second or third match. I realized that this is. My first match I was hooked. My second, third match I was. You wasn't gonna turn me back no matter what. That's a whole nother story. I was married back then. We gonna get it on that. But
you go.
It was.
I mean, again, we're talking. The difference between old school and new school. I mean, back then, did you have somebody that you was? Did you have a mentor back then?
Two of them. Wahoo McDaniel and Ivan Koloff. Uncle Ivan and White Chief.
Wow, those are some pretty big names too.
Yeah,
I like that. Now, what was the greatest thing you think that they taught you between the two of them?
Respect for the business, respect for that locker room. When I go to shows now, Scott, I mean, I look around and like some I've been to recently, where the guys come in, they put the bag down, they need to find out who they're working and go talk to the spot. No, it don't matter if you're the top guy or you're the bottom of the card. Whoever's in that locker room, when you get in there, you go shake their hand. And when people come in, you be ready to greet them and shake their hand.
Right.
It's a camaraderie. We're a fraternity. We're a brotherhood. But that's the guys are taking that out of the picture now, and that's what they told me. Respect and Manny also respect the business first. Respect the rules that the old school guys ran up and down the roads for many years, paving the way for us, setting the standard by which we wrestle. And now they it's like you said. Now, I mean, you get in the ring. You know, back then it was you might have a 30-minute match with 2 high spots. I sit there and listen to them. The last one I was on, I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, spot, flip, turn, spot.
So let me ask you this. Since I would consider you old school like myself.
Sure.
What do you think of a wrestler who steps into a wrestling ring without wiping their feet on the apron?
I think you, as a heel, that gets over as a heel. It's a heel spot. It's a heel move. It's kind of like you're wiping. You're using them as the bottom of your soul. The people there are your bottom of your feet. As a face, I don't think you should do it, but that's my opinion. You know, I was taught what heel moves are and what face moves are. And I personally have always thought the feet wiping was a heel move.
Okay, because I've heard that, and then I've also heard that people who are wiping their feet before they get in, they're doing that for respect of their elders in wrestling. Have you heard that one?
Yes, I have. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's my opinion that.
Right.
I've also heard that too. You're doing that out of respect to the people who paved the way for you. So that's yes, I have heard that, and that's very true. That's very true.
Missy Childers wants to know, who is your favorite manager?
My favorite manager probably had to be. I didn't have a lot of them. Mitch Gow. He owned ACW back in the day, and Mitch was good. Dressed like Elvis. Wore Elvis outfit to the ring, high collar and all.
He got the name wrong. But that's okay. Pete King, he is a promoter up in Wisconsin. He said, that's not the Scottie Pippen I know. It's not Pippen, sir. It's Piper.
I wish I was Scottie Pippen. You know, I mean,
if he was Scottie Pippen now, we'd be talking a whole different sport, a whole different time, boy. 7-time champion. Yeah, we'd be talking a whole different story right here. But that's okay. We got somebody better than that Scottie Pippen. We got Scottie Piper.
That's what I'm trying to tell. I didn't want to. I'm glad you said that for me, because anybody that knows me knows I've never have been a conceited worker.
Right.
Boy, now I'm sitting there lying to everybody. That's even worse, isn't it?
Oh gosh, it's part of the gig sometimes, man. Oh, there you go. Sweet Dreams said Dreams versus Piper.
Oh, Dreams is my. Dreams is another one of the old school guys. There's a group of us that helped pave the way in APW many years ago. Dreams, Black Cat, Blackjack Dalton, Johnny B. Good, Rattlesnake. We were part of that core group that built APW. And Eagle attested to that. We were there years ago, for many years. But it was fun.
I'm still working on that. I haven't gotten back with Mr. J Eagle yet. He's been on me though. He has been on me, but I haven't gotten back with him. I'm still working on that documentary that about the reunion show. I'm still working on it.
Good deal, man.
It will be done before the end of this year, and it's going to be a television type documentary. So it's gonna take a little while longer than I thought, but you are a part of that, and I actually have the clip I can download shortly and play the clip that you're going to have in the show.
Okay.
We might do that after a while, but without a doubt.
Sure.
Pete King said, okay, Piper's Pit. There you go.
Yeah. That's one thing Wahoo told me when I started running the gimmick, using the name, that don't claim relationship. And that's all I'll say about that, if you know where I'm going with that.
You a different Piper, man.
That's made like you have different Williams and different Smiths. I'm a different Piper.
You're right. Hey, I do a character called the Brain in this little league that I do. We do promo leagues and stuff like that. And I do a guy called the Brain, and everybody always compares me to Bobby the Brain. No, that man gets a ton more respect than I ever will in my entire life 3 times over. I am not trying to be Bobby the Brain, so I understand what you're saying, man. No, you there's some people you just can't fill their shoes, but you are your own Piper, just like he was his own Piper.
Right. We had a little bit different style. We did it differently.
Peter King is the APW there in Wisconsin, All Out Pro Wrestling. There you go. And we're going to have Pete King back on. I haven't gotten a hold of him yet. We were talking a little while earlier today. We're going to have him back on the show. He's got a show coming up soon, so we're going to bring him back on hashtag. And,
I'd like to ask Pete, just on the side. I don't know if Pete can hear me or not. Would that be AOPW? All out program?
Well, yeah, well.
Just kidding, Pete. Just ribbing you a little bit, sir.
You're giving you a little bit of ribbon. I love that. That's when wrestling was so good, Missy said. We were talking about back in the day, in the 90s and 80s, and there was more of a territory feel, even in independent professional wrestling, right?
Sure, absolutely. It was a respect line drawn. Like everybody knew Eagle ran that area down there. If it had 864 in the area code, Eagle ran it. that was his. It was, for all your towns, your Bowling Springs, Spartanburg, Chesney, all that area, Eagle ran.
Yeah.
And I probably my fifth match in the business, I started working with Eagle. And that was like late 1990. So Eagle and I've got like.
Speaking of that, in a few minutes, we're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to show a match that you had with Chief J Eagle in September of 1995.
Wow.
So we're going to go back to the old school and we're going to watch it. Now, I have to say this, when we do watch it, you can tell this was probably recorded with a VHS recorder and transferred over to, disc or whatever, because it runs a little slow, but the match is still the match. And we're going to go over that. We're going to watch it. Okay. We're going to have a great time. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Luke, who asked me the question about the glasses. There he is. Hello,
What's
sir.
What's up, Luke?
Mark Sweet Dreams. Okay, here we go. We told stories, and it was good guys and bad guys. No good versus good. Now that is one thing that I agree with.
Me too.
You have good versus good nowadays. You have they call them tweeners, where they can go back from they're good one week, bad the next. I grew up around Memphis. I grew up around Memphis wrestling, and you always knew who the good guys and the bad guys were when they walked into a ring in Memphis wrestling.
Well, and you grew up. I mean, you had Lawler running it back then, so yeah. he was wrestling 101. He knows wrestling. He's wrestling, so and he ran it right.
Yeah, it was fun back then. I just some of this wrestling today, and I'm not downing it. They're athletic. They're athletic. They do wrestle. It's just not. I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, man. I to watch the show, I can't watch. I'm not gonna do any name dropping until you ask me. But
right.
The guys I knew that were with Vince are no longer with Vince anymore, and I knew them very well for a very long time. I don't even turn WWE on now. I don't. I watch AEW, if that gives you any idea of the two I'm talking about.
Right. Luke has a question. He said, "Who is your favorite person to wrestle?"
My favorite, wow. Does it have to be just one? Because anytime I got a ring.
No. Give us a list if you got a list, man.
Oh, man, that goes from Blackjack Dalton to Daryl Duggins. Chuck Coates was wonderful to work with. He was always a night off. Ricky Nelson, Colt Steele, when we did our tag match. The Ring Lords for sure. I mean, we had, these are guys that, they become your brothers. You run so many roads with them, you're in there with them so much. And I was talking about Chuck. I mean, I remember working Chuck, wrestling Chuck, and then refereeing with Chuck. So, I mean, with Chuck's team he was running in.
Right.
And it's just those guys, because they got it. That's the whole thing. You either get it or you don't. And the guys who don't get it, they keep going. Those are the ones that's going to get somebody hurt. Because they're going to try stuff. They don't have the physical. I mean, I don't have, both my ankles are fused. I don't have the physical capability to climb a telephone pole. You think I'm going to get a job as a pole climber? I don't think so. That's not. So either you get it or you don't. And those guys got it. They really, really did.
Vicky said, "I'm from Memphis. Saw Lawler back in the day. Yes, I could talk about that all day. Lawler, Bill Dundee, all them boys back then, man. That's the wrestling I grew up on. That
Dutch Mantell, was he there? He back there then, wasn't he?
Mantell was there. Dirty Dutch, he was there. Yeah, one of the hairiest men ever in the business.
Neanderthal man. No, I like Dutch. I've met him a couple of times. Dutch is a good guy.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Sweet Dream said you pay your money to boo someone and clap for the others. There you go.
That's right. See that? Okay, there you go. That's another one. That's when I left off. I've wrestled Dream many
Oh,
times.
there you go.
There's another
Luke
one.
Childers wants to know, who is your Mount Rushmore? Who is your 4? And you can do it any way you choose. Who is your Mount Rushmore?
You talking, Luke? You talking about who I refereed for, or who I've actually
No.
worked?
Your 4 greatest wrestlers. Who you think is the 4 greatest wrestlers of all time?
Oh, okay.
Pull them from anywhere. It's your Mount Rushmore.
Oh, my Mount Rushmore is going to be I'm gonna say Arn Anderson. I'm gonna say let's see, Steve Austin. Golly, Shawn Michaels for sure, and Brian Danielson.
There you go.
That's that because them boys can work.
There's no wrong answer to that one, man. There's no wrong answer. Mr. Chris Thunder Anderson that said the Rock and Roll Connection versus Ring Lords were some pretty good stuff.
We ran there. That's them boy. That's my buddies. That's as a matter of fact, we were they were getting ready. Global was getting ready to start doing something with it. Global. That's where Buff came from. Steve came from. The Harlem Heat came from. A lot of one X-Pac came from there, and we were there. And before we got time to go back, that's when they ran into the financial situation and they quit bringing in outside talent. They hadn't closed or nothing. I'm not saying that. They just quit bringing in the talent from other states. Right. You local guy, but yeah.
Shane Nichols said working Scotty was an easy night. Wrestling needs to get back to the basics.
Hey Shane, how you doing? I appreciate that, brother. Same here. Right back at you. Night off.
There you go, without a doubt. All right, we're going to do exactly what we said we're going to do. I'm going to hit this commercial real quick, and when we come out of this commercial, we're going to go back to 1995, September of 95, and we're going to watch Scottie Piper versus Chief Jay Eagle. Now, I haven't watched the end, so I don't know who wins this match, but we're definitely going to go into it. So let me get over here and get this commercial real quick.
Okay.
All right, we will be right back. All right, we are back in a cloud of smoke.
Sorry, folks.
You good, man? You didn't know hashtag Truth had pyrotechnics, did you?
That's
guys?
right. That was dry ice. That wasn't smoke.
There you. Oh, okay. Well, it makes smoke. I got you, man. I got you. All right, let's get back over here. Let me get this thing set up right. All right, here we go. We are going to add this to the stream. And look at that. Look at those 2 sexy men right there on the screen. Wow. You got Chief Jay Eagle right here on the right. And you've got Mr. Scottie Pippen. We're going to go ahead. There's no commentators to this. Like I said, it was 1995. We're going to watch it so we can actually commentate over it while we're watching it. So here we go. Let's get this thing started. Now, it's going to be a little jumpy because, like I said, this came from probably a VHS tape. Oh, yeah, he's all over you right off the bat.
I'm going to tell you, many matches, you talk about, I've ran the road many times with Eagle, in the ring with him, up and down the highway with him.
Now, let me stop this real quick. Do you recognize the building? Do you recognize where this wrestling match was at?
I think so. I believe I do know, going by the date, this was right before I got into a real bad car accident. This is my last match before they told me I'd never do it again.
Oh, wow.
And Eagle was the last one to wrestle before I had the rig, and the first one back. That's trust.
Now I also see another match on YouTube in 1997. Did you take 2 years off? Was there a 2-year hiatus?
Are we outside? Is that the match you're talking about in 97?
I believe I can't remember, but I think it was like a 6-man tag you were involved in or something like that.
It could have been, yeah. Because when I came back slow.
Okay.
Well, I didn't have to be in the ring the whole time myself.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's continue on. You got him in the corner. I just can't get over how TJ Eagle's got hair in this thing.
Oh, yeah. And looks like I believe the Eagle of today ate that Eagle right there, didn't he? You seen the gut on that fella? Just kidding, Eagle. I love you, boy. You know that.
Oh, he's about to pull you out.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
flat on your back.
Yeah, yep.
GJ, he gonna have some moves back then, didn't he?
He could, yeah. Eagle was good. Like you said on your show the other night, Eagle's been doing it a long time. He knows the business. Eagle is wrestling. He knows the business. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, you're doing the heel thing now. You taking time out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's slapping me all over the place. I had to get out of there, son. My problem was when I get out of the ring, I get hit on harder than I did in the ring.
Oh, there you go. Now you get onto it. Now you taking it to his back. Big back body drop.
That makes me hurt now.
Nice. Uh-oh. Tried to roll you up.
That's.
Oh, you almost got him.
Yeah, Eagle was the king of the 2 count. No, I'm just kidding. Eagle. Yeah, you could tell this is back in the day. Well, all we had back then to film on was the VCRs.
Oh, yeah.
And so they hadn't come out yet.
Oh, there you go. There's another heel thing. Didn't even let him get all the way back in the ring.
And that's some of the fundamentals you were asking me about. Fundamentals that I was taught early on.
Right.
When you're hitting on somebody, you stay on them. Don't let them get back in the ring. You don't want to have 100 lockups.
Right.
Yeah, Eagle and I, we wrestle a whole bunch.
Oh, crossbody. Nice.
Yeah, he has a big cross body on me right there. I'd hate to take that from him now.
Oh my goodness. Well, he's gonna roll you up again.
There we go.
Oh, too close to the ropes. Too close to the rope.
I won't say I would cheat per se. I would just go above and beyond anything I had to. I would exaggerate my facility, my equipment, so to speak.
Oh, there's somebody interfering. There's a guy in a mask.
Yeah, I don't know who that. Yeah, look at there.
There's somebody trying to get in there to interfere. Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
They're taking out Chief.
But he's helping me, so I don't care.
Oh, you're helping Chief now. Look at there. Oh, big back.
I let him know, man.
Elbow.
Come in here on my match, man. Get out of here. You got nothing to do with this.
Now, you would think if somebody nowadays, if somebody would come in and help a heel, they would double team Chief. Not you. You were taking him out. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can beat him by myself, as far as I know.
I like that.
But I don't know what anybody else sees. Eagles and we use a lot of. I ran into him.
Roll up. There's another roll up. Got a 2 count. King of the 2 count.
What I like about the way it's jumping around, Scott, is making our moves look very exaggerated. We're really putting them in there.
It does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It really does. Uh-oh, he's going back. Oh, wait a minute. He's about to throw him into you. Oh, you move away.
Yeah, man. Get out of here.
Basically turned into a triple threat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It sure has, hasn't it? Now, watch. I'm helping him. That dirty squall going to probably come over and start hitting on me in a minute. Watch. Nope. Stay where he was.
Oh. Chief got a hold of you. Big boot.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to double axe handle. Of course, he's going to try to hit. Like I used to have a commentator.
Handle up on that big head of Chief J. Eagles, man.
I used to have the Scottie Piper rule book.
Oh, neck breaker. Nice.
Now, see how exaggerated that looked? That looked like we got some air, didn't it?
Right.
Hang time.
Oh, kick to the. All right, I got you. Big leg. Oh, you love that leg drop too. That was like the second or third time you tried that.
See, I mean, in my rule book, if somebody tries something on you twice, they go for a third time, you let them hit it. You don't move. That's just part of it.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do. See what I'm talking about? I've been helping him the whole time that big mass fellow's in there, and he gonna jump me all of a sudden.
Right? I thought he had something to do with. I thought he had a beef with Chief Eagle, but I guess it's both of you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's working on your back, big time.
That's that old Anderson trade. You know, grab a body part, work it down, stay on it.
Yeah. There you go. He's doing it.
Makes sense. I mean, if I'm gonna work your arm for 30 minutes, I'm not gonna all of a sudden switch to your leg.
Oh, look at the elbow. Oh, 3 times, 4 times.
He's taking us both on, ain't he? An eagle.
Woo. Oh, then he missed.
Oh,
He tried to splash him with his back, but he missed.
the coin, Mr. Jim Ross, he went to the well one too many times.
There you go. Now this masked man who wasn't even in the match at the beginning of it, now he's got the advantage over both of you.
I know.
I'm going to have to do some research and find out who this masked man was.
I would love to know myself. And I'd love to know where he's at today.
Got Chief. He's about to swing him over. Here he goes. Up, Chief Thunder. Oh, big clothesline. Took him out.
There. I'm trying to, man, that's what I'm sitting up. The reason I'm quiet right now, which I never am, is I'm trying to figure out who this is. Hey, well, you saw I was leaving him alone when it was just into, and he gonna turn on me. I'm gonna dirty pool him right back.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Dylan Childers said, "Go Eagle, go!" Missy said, "Rattlesnake Brooks as the ref," so we know who the ref is.
Snake, isn't it? Wow, that is Snake. That was my buddy there. Old Snake.
Okay. Missy said, "Tell us who Shane Nichols wrestled as."
I always knew him as Shane Nichols. I couldn't tell you. So many workers, so many gimmicks. I don't know, Missy. You got me. You stumped me. You stumped the pipe man.
Uh-oh. Are you guys gonna start working together? You sure are. Look at that. Oh, I knew that was coming. I knew he was gonna move out the way. Uh-oh.
That's gonna happen.
Shane Nichols said, "You tell us, Missy."
Thank you, Shane.
Ooh, big knee lift. I love that knee lift. Mr. Wrestling 2 made that knee lift famous.
Eagle just did a standing drop kick. I'd like to see that now.
Well, I'll tell you what, this crowd is just, I don't see anybody at concessions. They're all into this match.
We just, y'all were talking about that the other night. Eagle knows how to put us together, and he lets us do our thing, you know? It's not a script thing. He'll tell you what he wants. You go
even
for
the
it.
concession folks back there in the background are watching this match.
Yeah.
They're huddled together. Look at them back there. They're huddled together. Watch. Oh, now somebody's coming up to get something, but they're huddled together watching wrestling. Uh-oh.
Hey,
You
get
just
out
threw
of
Jay
here.
Eagle over the top
Get out of
rope.
here, you old squall.
Oh, shoulder right into
Soften him up for me a little bit with that pole, that turnbuckle pole. That ring there, I remember it vividly. See the little hook sticking out on the side of it?
Right.
That'll take some meat out of you.
Oh, I
That's
bet
right,
it
hit one of
would.
them.
I bet it would.
Been there and done that.
Oh, Missy said she don't know. That's why she asked.
Oh,
Carolina Pitbull.
there you go.
Luke wants to know, what is the longest trip you ever took for wrestling?
Korea.
Korea.
Seoul, South Korea.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about that for a minute or two. I didn't realize how long this match was. We still got another 4 or 5 minutes. You guys beat the crap out of each other for quite a while in this match.
It's just on and on and on. The crowd's still into it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we
so tell us about Korea while we're watching this, man. Tell us about Korea. Did you learn any of the language while you was over there? Or
Well, no, when I was in the military, I was stationed in Korea for a year.
Okay.
So we went back over there in 2005. It was a Mid-Atlantic. I was refereeing then. It was a Mid-Atlantic Wrestling and TNA joint venture. And Jeff Jarrett and AJ were over there. A lot of, I mean, it was, I mean, I don't want to think of name dropping, but just to tell you the card, just you to a level of this card. I mean, Sting, Billy Gunn, Scott Hall,
Wow.
DDP, Dusty, Terry Taylor, Buff.
Wow.
Like I said, Jarrett, AJ. Matter of fact, funny story with that, the Korean security wasn't gonna let me through the curtain to go to the ring. You know, the refs always in the ring when they do the Star Spangled Banner and do all that, and we still did the Star Spangled Banner.
Right.
But we also played their national song too, because we were in their country. We actually had the event was in the Olympic Stadium. It's the one where they had the indoor Olympics in Seoul when they had the Olympics over there in Seoul in '88. And they weren't gonna let me go through, and Buff had to come through and literally talk them into letting me go through the ring because I didn't have credentials. I was not gonna be allowed to the ring. As I'm dressed as the referee, the only one in the building dressed like that. But I mean, and there was probably 20,000 people for that show. It was good. But that's one of my defining moments. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Okay. Well, right now,
one of my top three.
Everybody looks like you guys are all gassed in there now.
Oh
man, look at Chief, boy. He looks like he's got about 3 gallons of oil poured.
Brother, I'm blowed up watching this match.
Right?
I'm gonna need some oxygen here in just a minute.
For quite a while. This was like a 19-minute match, folks. No joke. It went on for a while. And this guy with the black mask wasn't even supposed to be in the match.
We might be about to find out he was going for that mask. I'm sorry, Scott.
Go ahead. He came about 3 minutes into it. He's been in here ever since.
Yeah, and Eagle's going for that mask now too. We might find out both together who this is.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh, Raven. Raven's another one's in Korea with us.
Vicky said, I like that the wrestlers spend more. Oh, there we go. That's how you know it's a VHS right there.
Yep.
I like that the wrestlers
She's got a very valid point right there.
Less time talking than they do today. We're going to talk about that for a minute too, Vicky. I like that. Oh, the chair comes out.
And you say, Scott, you see where I'm at when he got that chair, right? Nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be found. No.
Eagle grab a chair. I'm running to the locker room. I'm out. I'm done. You win.
Right. Uh-oh. Eagle's going after that mask. Oh, he couldn't get it. He tried, though. Uh-oh.
Missy, were you at Missy might have been in this match.
Somebody gave. I could have sworn that young lady right there in the front row gave him something, but there you go again with the heel thing. Didn't even let him get in the ring, and you were already on top of him.
Stay on him. You notice how I reappeared once the chair disappeared?
That's a smart thing. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Look who just showed up. Ouch.
Oh, look at here. There's my buddy. That's my brother.
You had hair back
then.
There. You had black flowing locks back then, brother. I love it. We're trying to figure out who the guy in the mask is, Chief. If you know, let us know. If you remember, let us know. Oh, there's the leg drop again, but you hit it that time. Oh, 2 count. Yeah, there you go. Missy's asking too. Jay, who is the masked man? We don't know who the masked man is. Now look at there. There's somebody who's a Chief Jay Eagle fan. Look at that. Got the big headdress on in the front row back there.
Yeah, he probably paid him to wear it, but yeah.
Paid him to wear it. I love it. Oh my goodness, this is a great match. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, what was that?
I wish I could do that. I think I just pulled a hammy watching that.
Oh, there you go. Throwing him up, going back and forth. Oh, big lariat. Oh, there goes Chief doing the Chief. There you go. He's doing the rain dance around you. Oh.
Ball game is probably about.
Oof.
Yeah, this match here is.
There it is. Sleeper hold. Are you going to get out of the sleeper hold?
The dreaded sleeper hold.
We got. A little over a minute left in the match, according to the time. This might be it.
We're getting close.
He might have put you to sleep. 1, 2. Nope. You're still
Hang on
there.
there. You gotta let the first two drop. You get a couple extra breaths when the first two drop.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when it moves there. That'll.
You did
That'll
some
start
kind of
some
reverse
tracks.
spin drop or something, because that looked really cool. Oh, he's doing
Right
it
back to
again.
it.
Right back to it. That's another thing that wrestlers nowadays don't do. But there, you got it broke up again. Oh, somebody came in.
There's a whole bunch of them in it.
Boy,
That's Blackjack right there. I want to say that's Blackjack Dalton right there. That's my partner there. No, maybe that's not him. No, that's not him.
It's some kind of tag team. They both come in. They're help. Oh my goodness! You did a splash. Oh, now the referee's just standing there letting this happen. 2 splashes. Oh
Guess
my
who that guy is
goodness.
right there?
Hunter Thomason is what Jay Eagle said.
Hunter
Matt
Thomas. That's
Taylor?
Hunter that just jumped, Eagle. Wow.
He said he's thinking it was Hunter Thomason.
Old Hunter Thompson. He's his, and that's another one of them that ran with every Friday night. We were at Eagles.
Boy, they were getting sympathy for Eagle on that one, weren't they? Boy,
Yeah, there's another member of that IWA, Johnny Eagle.
There you go. That was a good match. I love to watch matches like that. And like you said, man, the VHS, the Skippy, man, made it really showed every one of your moves that you guys, it really emphasized the moves.
Showed the novelty of it, of the old school.
Let me take this off over on the other screen. There we go. All right, now we won't have any interruptions. But man, okay, now we got to talk about, since we're already 42 minutes in, we're going to give the last 20 minutes. You told me you wanted to tell a story on here, sir, and I'm going to give you the time. I'll ask questions afterward, of course, but I want you to give your testimony and everything else, and feel free to say it however you want, man. The floor is yours.
I just want to say, when I was over there in Korea, I'm gonna go back to that real quick. All the guys, all the time, they were all top guys. They were all going here and there, and both the 2 locker rooms that they had set aside were full. There was no more room in there, and I was getting ready to go change in the broom closet, and Sting happened to see me, and told me, he said, Scotty, come on out here. You don't have to, come here. I got this big old locker room by myself. So I went in the locker room, shared it with Sting. For 3 hours, I said maybe 2.5, maybe. He sat there and gave me his complete testimony. And I've not got a chance to see him again since Korea in 10. That was in 05. I go to shows, try to catch him. I always miss him. I want to tell him how much I appreciate what he did. Because back then, that started, I kind of resulted from that car wreck. What did result from that car wreck? I got hooked bad on painkillers, like a lot of us in the business did. And because I wanted to keep going. I wanted to do it. The only way I was going to be able to do it was take a handful of painkillers to get in the ring. And I did. I did what I had to do. But, I went through some hard times, homelessness, lost everything I had. Then I realized that, this just isn't working right. This isn't working right for me. So 3 years ago, in a couple of weeks, July the 2nd, I rededicated my heart to Christ, gave it back to him. Matter of fact, you can see, I don't know, good shot of it. I got Jesus right here on it. And Jesus has been on the podcast with us the whole time.
There you go.
And I learned, Scott, that there's a big difference between it. Because my whole life I grew up believing. I've never not believed in God. I've never not believed in the Trinity, the Holy Spirit. I know that. But 3 years ago, this coming July, I became a truster. And I tell people that, and that's a big thing. Trust is a big thing. And trust is all the difference in the world. When God sees that you trust him, he knows a lot of people believe in him, but they still don't trust him. Right. A lot of people lay stuff at the foot of the cross and then go pick it right back up. And that was hard for me too. I did it too. We've all done it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm some kind of saint or anything, because my goodness, I'm not a saint. But what I've tried to do now is the experience I've had. Like I said, I was killed in a car wreck. I've been homeless. I've been on medication, pain medication. Lost everything I had. A little girl looks at me, and one day when I'm taking her home, and she was only about 10 years old, this was my path to getting clean. She looks at me and she said, "Dad," because when you own them things, you get. I was never physically abused. I never screamed at her, cussed at her. It was just the tone of my voice. She looked at me, because she wasn't used to me being like that. She said, "Daddy, why you talk so mean to me? Because I love you and I want to be with you, and you're my daddy. So I guess I'll just keep taking it and come back." She said it with a tear in her eye.
Wow.
10 months later, I was clean, and I've done everything I can to stay that way ever since. And now I go to a place called Ground 40. If any of y'all out there know that's a place that's been started to help guys. The same situation that I was in. A lot of guys have been through it. I go out there once a week to teach a class every Thursday morning. I try to disciple and fellowship with the guys and just give back, Scott. That's why so many people help me in so many different ways, and I want to be that help now. I want, but it's not me. It's not me doing anything anyway. It's God. I guess a better way to put it is I want God to use me and what I've been through to help other people, to show people that it's never too late. I don't care what
How many wrestling shows have you gone to and told your testimony?
As far as my full testimony, like I just told you, none. But I've now talking to the guys outside, yeah. Now, yeah, like one-on-one with the guys. Like I was talking.
No. I'm talking about like show up and go into a locker room and talk to your fellow, wrestlers. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I've like it's been like onesie Tuesday sitting around talking to them at the reunion show, which that Missy, if you're still on here, great job, gal. That was wonderful. The spot we all got up in the ring together, and I mean, for many, many years, just on the side note real quick, for many years, all the people saw that in that area was me and Eagle fighting, wrestling. That night, they saw us standing in the ring, arm in arm, hugging each other. Just brothers. That's what we all are. But I haven't had the opportunity yet, but God will give it to me when it's time to talk to a group of wrestlers and tell them, because the young guys are getting into business, and I see them. They're going right down the same road I went down. And, when you've been down that road, you can recognize somebody getting ready to go down it. And I want to do that. So if anybody out there listening, they would like me to come talk to the guy. If you got anybody at home, I'm not a pastor. I'm not ordained, but I am somebody who can listen. I am a phone call away, and I know. And that's all it took for me, was somebody to listen sometimes. And I want to be able to do that. Or I'm going to break down and start crying right here in front of everybody. Y'all forgive me if I do. It's just what the Lord's done in my life, Scott. What he's anybody who knew me before knows me now has told me I've done a 180. And again, Shane hasn't done anything but get out of God's way and let God do his thing. And like I kind of surmised.
But when you take your testimony, sir, and I'm going to say, I want to thank you for telling me that you're going, from wrestling house to wrestling house and giving your testimony, because you never know, sir, when you're going to go into a locker room and there's going to be one of them wrestlers that was in the same situation you were. They're probably popping pain pills left and right, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. This is the only world they know. Wrestling is a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. They are in this to do this. This is what they want to do with their whole lives. Their whole lives is circled around. Trust me. If you don't think so, ask a wife of a wrestler.
Yeah. And it's something we love doing, but it's a lifestyle, and it's a rough living. People see the glitz and the glamour when we're in front of the camera, and like the guys on TV that are over now in front of the camera and stuff. They're not seeing everything they're going through behind the scenes, and it's a lot.
Well, I want to play this. I came to that reunion show that you were talking about, and I went to Mr. J. Eagle with an idea, and he gave me his blessing. And I spoke about it a few seconds at the beginning of the show, where we're going to make a documentary about the reunion show, and I'm working on that. But this is the raw footage of me asking Scottie Piper over here to do a testimony, to say what he liked about the show that was going on. And this is the raw footage that's not edited. So this is just the raw footage of what he did in front of my camera.
Hey, what's up, folks? Scottie Piper coming here at the reunion show. We made it. Here to tell you my favorite APW moment. I've already cut one promo on this, and I want to let everybody know what my favorite moment was. I've had highlights. I've been up. I've been down. I've been to Korea. I've been to all kind of other countries wrestling. Every name you can think of, I've been with. I call a lot of them friends. But my favorite moment happened right here about 2 months ago. Rodney came up to me and said, "Hey, Scotty, would you mind doing the opening prayer?" And being the man of God that I am, absolutely. That was the highlight of my wrestling career. Not just APW, my wrestling career. All for Jesus. Folks, I love y'all. Take care. And God bless each and every one of you.
There you go.
Yeah, amen.
That's the raw
God.
footage right from it.
Oh, God.
And you want to know something? Mr. Piper asked me before we even did that. It was kind of comical to me. He asked me before we did that what you just saw, and he came to me because he goes, dude, do you mind if I talk about Jesus in this and not just wrestling? I'm like, bro, this is you. This is all about you, man. Don't worry about what you say. I'm asking you a question. You talk from the heart, and he did exactly that. And I appreciate you doing that, sir.
Yeah, man.
Because
I've been in situations where I've asked that before, and
Right.
they said, well, we'd rather you didn't. And that was the end of my promo right there. And I turned, that was it. Nope. If I can't talk about God, if I can't bring God into it, if God can't be there, I'm not coming.
Right.
Because I mean, if it's a place that's so good that you can't have God there, then I'm sure I'm not worthy to be there either. I'm out.
I got you. I agree with you 100%, man. I'm still here today because my Lord
Amen.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm still here today. I'm still kicking 14 pills a day, doing what I got to do daily, but I'm still here. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here at all. So
14 is better than 15, brother.
I laugh, but that's probably the next time I talk to my doctor. But anyway.
Well, I hope not. Not.
But I'll give a little bit of my testimony. Everybody knows I've got, two rocks rolling around in my head up here, and I'm sick and not sick constantly. I'm in this bed more than I'm, sitting here at this chair or anything else. And I've got a lot of friends out there that pray for me. I've got a church right down at the bottom of the hill that I went to every day until I couldn't do it. They pray for me every day, and my family, and I've got a ton of friends, most of them from wrestling. And that's why, when you say you go and you give your testimony, that's why I asked, did you give it in the locker rooms? Did you give it to your friends? Because we should all do that, brother. And I'm just being honest. We should all do that. We've all had our ups and downs in life, and without our Lord Jesus Christ, we wouldn't be here, brother. We've all been in car accidents. We've all been in families that are broken up. We've all, every one of us can sit down and tell a story, but
yeah,
the bottom line is, without him, there's no good ending to that story.
Not at all. And that's, I feel, Scott, that's why a lot of what I went through, you hit on this earlier. If everything I've been through, like when I went to give my testimony at Grand 40 first time, I had to take my buddy Kenny, who's a pastor now. He wrestled as Iceman. He was my first match. I'm like, Kenny, I need you to come with me because you've been with me through all this stuff, and I need you to let them know I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. I did. One person really did go through all this. But Scott, if everything I went through, I would do it all over again if it would just help one person, just
That's
one,
right.
One at a time. God left the 99 for the one, or Jesus. It tells a story of the man who left the 99 for the one. So that's
Right.
that's. I mean, I know he was talking about his sheep, but that's a parable there that he's, God one at a time.
Missy said there's nothing good about us. It's all about him.
Amen, man. There's nothing good about me. I'm dirt. He makes me worthy. That's it.
That's it. That is. All right, sir. Well, we're at the point of the show. We got a couple minutes left. Do you still come out to wrestling shows? Do you promote yourself in any way? This is normally the time when people tell us where to find you on social media and things like that. If you're still doing shows, or if you're still showing up to do testimonies, hey, this is the perfect time to tell people how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, hey, folks, I can I'll give you my contact information. As far as my email, it's rhuff4058@gmail.com. That's one of my business emails. You can reach me there. I would love to come out to the facility. I'd love to come talk to you folks. I'd love to come give my testimony. And more importantly, I'd love to come hear your testimonies. So we all got one. Every testimony started with a test. And I'll be glad to do it. I hope somebody take advantage of it.
Missy said you need to come out to Kings Mountain tomorrow night.
Okay, what's going on, Missy?
Got a wrestling show out there. Tell your testimony. You say come out and expose it. Come out and
I'll
do
be
your
glad
thing.
to. I'll be there tomorrow night. And hey, Missy, is it at the same place, the National Guard Armory?
I will send you I will send you the poster right after here with the address and everything.
Okay, brother.
Since I'm the one that made the poster. There you go. I'll make sure you get the information. And if I believe my wife was talking to me this morning about coming out to Kings Mountain tomorrow, so we might be there also.
Hey, man, I'd love to see you folks, man.
We'll be out there, so we might have a really good night out there.
We are. I mean, if God shows up, it don't matter if two people show up. If God shows up, or two or more there, so am I. Two more gathering in my name. So
we're coming to. Connie was talking about it, so I'm gonna get with her and see if we can't get out there. I would love to come out there to Kings Mountain. It looks like a really good show. Of course, they always have.
Just real quick, Scott. The one thing I love seeing now is that when I go to shows, a lot of the shows with the older guys there, where we used to talk about partying and where's the after show, where's the after party, and what do we do and what hotel we're all at. Now we're talking about God. I mean, you sit there and you talk about Jesus the whole time. You talk about what he's done for us. And to see the transformation of some of these other guys, hey, when I give my testimony and I see people respond and I hear their testimony, it's more of a blessing to me than what I'm trying to be to them. It's just, I just, God's full of blessings. Praises go up, blessings come down.
And these wrestlers, and I'll say this as a fan, and I'm saying this as a fan, a true fan of a sport I've always loved my whole life. When you hear it from people that you look up to, it's more powerful. Yeah. When I hear it from you, when I hear it from Chief Jay Eagle, when I hear it from other wrestlers that, hey, God is number one in my life, and this is where my life changed, it's going to mean more to me because I look up to you.
Thank you, brother.
So
I give God the glory for everything, man. He's
exactly. But you understand what I'm saying, though.
I do.
When people have that, what word am I looking for? When you're on, I don't want to say pedestal. That's not the right word. When you're, what would happen if Hollywood were to do this, man? Imagine how many people would go to God if Hollywood would start doing what you and many other wrestlers are doing. Imagine how good this world would be. And that's a blanket statement, but it's true.
Just real quick, what really impressed me, and I'm friends with him now, is back in the day I grew up watching Nikita Koloff. Nikita was vicious back there. Nikita is one of the most devoted men of God you'll find now. And when you see somebody used to his character, was that mean?
And he played one of the hottest enemies of the world. He played a Russian
at the time during the Cold War.
During the Cold War,
and did it well.
Right.
And now he's a man of God. You got DiBiase, you got Tully, all Lex. They're all men of God now, man. It's inspiring.
And there's a reason why that is. And if you just listen to it, it wouldn't take you but a second to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's all I can say is to God be the glory. That's what I tell people all the time. To God be the glory. Somebody asked me how I'm doing today.
We've got 2 minutes left in this show, and I'll tell you what. Why don't we take it out the right way? Why don't you pray us out, brother?
Absolutely. Bow our heads, folks. All y'all out there in TV land. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for the time we spent together today. Dear Lord, we want to thank you for men like Scott who give us a platform to bring it forward, dear Lord, to talk about what you've done for us, to show folks what you've done for us. Dear Heavenly Father, and we do this in an effort to let the people out there struggling, the people going through what we've been through, dear Lord. Father, we're just asking, that they hear our story, that they don't close their ears off, they open their ears, they hear us, they learn from us, and they lean on us if they need help, just like we leaned on people you put in our path. Dear Lord, you're wonderful, you're amazing. I pray for each and every person out there. It's with true love and devotion. I pray in the name of his son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
There you go. Well, sir, thank you for coming on #Truth and giving us your
my pleasure.
And going over that match and telling us about your wrestling career. I would love to have you on in the future and do this again and maybe go over some more matches because that was a lot of fun. I
enjoyed that. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun and a lot of people was into it. Keep doing what you're doing, brother, and pray for me and my family, and I will pray for yours. And that's it. So Monday night on #Truth, we're going to have the Masked Menace. It's going to be Memorial Day. Don't forget to thank your veterans, your local veterans, whether they're alive or dead. And if you do see a live veteran wearing a military hat, walk up and shake their hand. They deserve every thank you that you have, and pray for their families too. So without a doubt, man, I love you. I love you, Scottie. Thank
Love
you,
you too,
everybody,
brother.
for throwing up the hashtag truth, and we'll see you guys Monday night at 7 p.m. You guys have a great weekend.